Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Avinash. Today we are going to look upon what is Zustand. So you might use Redux in your React application or Next application. If Redux feels so heavy, confusing or too much boilerplate code, so today I will show you how you can use Zustand for managing the states instead of using Redux. Zustand is very simple, fast and easy to use with React and Next.js. In React or Next, when the application grows, it is very hard and painful to manage states all over the application. If you have used Redux in your application, then you might know that it has too much boilerplate code. You have to make reducers, actions, and dispatch all over things by your own, and the setup also takes a long time. So here is the better thing for you. Zustand removes all of this pain and makes your life easier. So Zustand is a lightweight library which helps you to manage the states all over the application. So in the Zustand, you have no reducers, no actions, no dispatch. You can use just only like hooks. It works perfectly with React or Next applications. It feels like you are using hooks like use state or use effect, and but it is global hooks. Without further ado, let's get start into it. So first of all, let's create an empty React application. So our application is ready, you can see. So this is the counter that we are having. Now let's install the Justand. So I have installed the Justand. Now let's take an example of this counter. So this counter is in the component state, like, and if we want this state to be shared with multiple components, okay, so we have to make this a global state. And for this managing this state, we are using this stand. Okay, let's make an folder inside the source directory store, and inside this store we will have the counter store.ts file. Okay, so in this, let's create an hook and export this use counter store is the store. So for creating a store, you have to use the create method for the stand. So let's use that create, and inside this you have an initializer. So we name this as set. You will have an initializer as set, and in this set we are having an object. So imagine what you have to do with this state. So in the counter we have to increment the counter, we have to decrement the counter, and also what we have to do, we have to store the count value also. So let's create a type or interface for this so that we can get to know what methods or what variables it exports. So let's do that. So let's make an interface counter state. It will have a count as number. Increment is a method which will return void, and decrement is a method which will return void. Now here, let's in the starting we have to set the count as, let's give the type also, counter state. Count is 0. So here let's implement the increment and decrement methods also. So in the increment, what you have to do, you have to create a function, and inside the function we have to say the initializer. They say that the initializer will take an callback function. Inside this callback we will have the state of this all the counter state. So let's take it as a state, and in this state will take, and what we will say, we'll say that count should be the whatever the count value we are having right now, and increment it by 1. And it's like simply for the decrement, let's make it -1 and make it decrement. So now we have created this use counter store using the just stand. Now we are having the count, increment and decrement global things. Now we can use it all over the application. Now we have initialized the store and created this use counter state store. Now let's use it in the application. Now let's go to the app.tsx file and remove all these things and create a simple React component. Zustand. Now what we can do, so it is as simple as like using the use state. So what you can do, you can destructure the thing from the use counter store like this, and inside this you will have the count. So it is const. So it is const. Now we will have the decrement and now we will have the increment, all these things. So these all are unused. So now let's use these. Let's say the h1 count is the count. Button is for the, now we are having two buttons. We have passed the on click as the increment, on click as decrement and the decrement. Now let's start. We have started the application. Now let's go to the browser. So as you can see, if I click on the increment, you can see it is incrementing it. If I click on the decrement, it is decrementing. So as you can see, it is very easy to use instead of using Redux. Okay, it is very easy like using a use state. And notice one thing, there is no provider wrapping the whole application. And any component can access the state directly from the store. So as of now, we are having the only one component. Let's create another component and try to manage the state all over the application. So in the source, let's create a count.tsx, which will just simply say the, which will just simply show the count of the application from the store. And let's take the count from the use counter store like this. Okay, now this we will use the count from the count instead of using the h1 tag. So as you can see, it is still working. You can make this increment and decrement also and another small components. Okay, so both components stay in syncs automatically. So this is all for this video, guys. If this video helped you, you can like and subscribe this channel. And if you are having any doubt, you can comment it below. If you want the same process in the Next.js application also, you can comment the Next.js. I will make the same. So thank you so much guys for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.